Hey Facebook friends, it's Renee. I wanted to ask you a question today. Are you pacing yourself? And do you know what pace to go? I'm going to be very honest as always and let you know that I don't always know the right pace to go. There are times where I'm just in the mood and I'm feeling like, wow, I can zoom ahead, whether it has to do with business or it has to do with time management, friends. And there's other times where I feel like, whoa, hold back. I am just outpacing myself. I'm stressed. I'm having anxiety. And I don't know how to move any faster than the slow pace I'm going. You see, I want to tell you a little story. Today, I had the opportunity to go on a walk with a new friend of mine I just met recently, and it was our first time just getting together, get to know each other. And if you know anything about me, I basically don't meet with people one-on-one outside of my early morning walking times, like 7 to 8 a.m. So she was so kind and she made time to do that. So we're walking, and just as we're finished, I hear her say something along the lines of how she could hardly keep up at my pace and that she wasn't sure if she should run or, and the truth of the matter is, I'm a fast walker. I don't always realize that. It drives people crazy when that's not the pace that they're used to going, or it's not a good pace for them in general. And it reminded me of how important it is to make sure that we are aware of our pace. How can we tell if we're going the right pace or not? That may be a great pace for myself when I'm on my own, but the only way to know if whoever is with me, if we are at the same pace and if it's a good pace for both of us, is to communicate. So if you are with somebody else, and I don't mean just walking, I mean if you're a partner, if it's a spouse, if it's a friend, it might be one of your children. You might be outpacing them, or you might be behind them and they're outpacing you. You need to communicate. And you know what? I should know by now, and I'm so thankful for this friend because she taught me a really good lesson today. I need to communicate. I need to make sure and ask and let people know, hey, I happen to be a fast walker. Will you please let me know if I'm walking too fast? And there have been people I've walked with before, especially when I was sick last year, where it was too fast for me. And I had to communicate with them and say, I can't quite go that fast right now. So we need to communicate. And it's not just about walking. It's also about our spiritual life. When you think about it, there are times where, even with a spouse or a situation in a relationship, where, someone's just at a different pace, a different space than you are. And it's good to communicate that. It's good to be able to say, hey, this is where I'm going, this is where I'm headed. How about you? How about instead of me running ahead, we can hold hands and we can go that direction together? We don't want to outpace people to the point, if they are partners, if they are someone that is supposed to be with us at the same time, we don't want to outpace them to where we're leaving people behind. If you're a leader, if you're somebody that is maybe leading a group, leading a ministry, leading an organization, you might be a CEO, you might be a business owner, and you have employees. But if you are outpacing your employees, your people working for you, or your clients even, you're going to lose people. You're going to leave people behind. So make sure you communicate the pace. On the other side, if you're not going fast enough, especially as a leader, if you don't know where your clients, where your employees or all that are, you are not going to be able to survive because they're going to leave you. They're going to outpace you. So you need to communicate these things. You need to understand where people are. Secondly, if it's not a relationship, if it's not a walking partner, if it's just you, how do you know how to pace yourself? How do you know what your pace should be? I don't claim to be an expert on this, but I have learned some things for myself. And I practiced one of them today. In fact, if you're watching, I can't see who's on right now, know that I really appreciated you being willing to let me be authentic about this. But I today had to say no to something. One of the ways I've learned how to pace myself is to make sure that I am assessing my priorities. I don't make goals without looking at my priorities, and I align my goals with my priorities. So when I'm doing that, what that means is if I'm overwhelmed, if I feel like I'm not going to be able to make a deadline and it's something that's important to me, then I'm going to say no to things. I'm going to put a stop to things that have been laid on my plate, or maybe I'm not going to accept more on my plate. I'm not going to outpace my own personal capacity. So you need to figure out for yourself, and it might change. You might might even be sometimes of the month, sometimes of the year. It might depend on how your business is running or how your family is structured. You know, you might have kids that are in sports at some times, but you need to learn your pace. And as you do that, be willing to actually follow it. Don't try to outpace yourself when it's beyond your capacity, and make sure that you're keeping up with where you should be. Don't get lazy. We're called to be winners. You know, you are a winner. You're here on this earth for a purpose. You have a calling, you have a purpose, you have value and worth, and you are here for a reason. If you're not sure what that is, go ahead and give me a shout out. I would love to do a complimentary coaching call with you, and we can talk about that. I also would love to invite you to the Winner's Circle. Tell you what, talk about some amazing winners, some people who are choosing to win instead of lose at life. So go ahead and go check out www.bealifewinner.com, bealifewinner.com. And you know what? We all need to find our pace. We all want to win at life. So let's make sure that we are not going too fast, but also not going too slow to where we get lazy and insignificant. Okay? So if you have anyone that you need to communicate with, go do that now. If you're going to choose to pace yourself and identify how to do that better, write pace down below. And let's see how that can work for you. All right, we'll talk to you later. Go be who you're created to be and do what you're designed to do so you can win at life and make your impact. Go to bealifewinner.com for more info. Bye-bye.